What is your theme song right now in life?
Like everybody else on the planet, I feel like I've been very swept up in Taylor Swift mania for like the fourth time in my adult life. Like
Yeah.
each time she does something big, it really overwhelms me. So in a good way, in a really good way. So,
Yeah.
but I went for dinner with friends recently and we had an argument about Taylor Swift and I drunkenly sang Anti-Hero and specifically like said the chorus, like I can stare directly at the sun, but never in the mirror. Like I was like, I think this is one of the most powerful like lyrics I've heard. I sold everybody in the
Yeah.
end. Not that they needed to be sold.
I love that. You're like, I'm her publicist.
I am her publicist. Yeah, I work on the side.
I'm like heavy into Christmas music right now. I like to think of myself as being like listening to cool Christmas music. So Baby Please Come Home, Darlene Love.
And my last question, but you already kind of answered it, was you get to sing one duet with either Taylor Swift or Beyonce. Who do you pick and which song?
Well, at this point, I would pick Beyonce because we've met Taylor Swift, which is like, I can't even believe we've had that already in our lives. So I would definitely need to fill my bingo card and get to meet Beyonce. Choosing a song of Beyonce's to duet on would be very challenging.
Tegan can play the tambourine. I don't know that she could sing with Beyonce.
I was gonna say, like, I could be in charge of running track on like Crazy in Love or something like that. I don't know that vocals would stand up with Beyonce, but I really loved the Renaissance. Like I loved the new record. When Break My Soul came out, I was actually really excited. I was like, this is so different and weird and really like paid homage to like an era of music that we listened to growing up. So yeah, I don't even need to duet with Beyonce. I'd just be honored to be in the same airspace.
Oh, that's such a sweet answer. Okay, guys, let's talk a little bit about Under My Control, your new Audible installment. What inspired this more vulnerable look at your career throughout the years? And your catalog is huge. Like, how did you even pick which songs to reimagine?
I mean, I think that's probably the most challenging part, is to look at our catalog of songs, which, we have 10 albums. Once we decided that we really wanted to look at songs or moments in our career that allowed us to shift focus or to change directions, take control over our career and do things that surprised people, the songs started to be more obvious to us.
At one point you say you fight against what people tell you are. What do you think people used to tell you that you guys were, and how did you fight against it?
I mean, I think in the earlier part of our career, like when we first started playing music, we were teenagers, and it's weird. It's like we're in an industry where we're obsessed with youth, but then we're also very like suspicious and uncomfortable with youth because we don't, especially with young women, because it's sort of like, well, what life experience do you have? So I think in the beginning, it was just like traditional stuff like that. Like, oh, these are girls writing songs, lyrics ripped from their diary, or I don't know, whatever dumb. So like, I think that stuff was really normal, but I think the thing that complicated it was that we were out, we were queer and we were acknowledging that right away. And that wasn't very common back then. I don't want to say we were the only ones. There was lots of other people doing it, but it really felt like we were the only people that were sort of like pushing back against some of these stereotypes and these kind of discriminations that we were experiencing. It just felt like a burden, where we had to we had to figure out a lot of stuff, and I'm grateful for it. I love that we were able to do that and that we were able to sort of like change that narrative.
You're both 43 now. How have your 40s been so far? Like, what's the vibe?
We turned 40 in 2020, so in the height of the pandemic and really kind of still the lockdown. So that sort of ushered us into our 40s in a really strange way. It wasn't exactly casual. I had talked about going to Iceland, and then it was, the pandemic,
Wait, I'm not kidding. I've been talking about going to Iceland for 4 years, to the point that my friends are like, you're never going. You're just not.
I know. Going. And now I'm like, maybe I'll go when I'm 45. And then I also became a parent at 42. So far I've really loved my 40s, but it's definitely like no joke, Here we are. Yeah.
For me, it's been leaning back into like what I've made, what I've accumulated. I'm not done, but I think that there's been some enjoyment. The other day, my mom FaceTimed me at about 2:30 in the afternoon, and it was like a Tuesday, and I was in my cedar hot tub, staring out at the ocean and the woods. And my mom was like, wow, what do I need to do to be in a hot tub in the middle of the afternoon? And I was like, well, you can be. She's retired. I'm like, you could be, but I had a moment where I was like, I don't know. I guess this is my 40s.
I'm on board with that whole plan. You guys are doing such beautiful work, and I appreciate you even more than I did 20 minutes ago. Sara, I will see you in Iceland, and Tegan, I feel like I need to send you.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, it's at like the Taylor Swift Museum in New York, so you might need to get one.
I really love TS. I just love her. I just love
Yeah.
her. She has
All
the
right,
same
guys.
initials as us, Taylor Swift, Tegan and Sara. I'm just saying.
Oh, listen, if you guys like perform together again, just invite me and
Okay.
have it in Iceland so Sara can live out her dreams too.
We're making it happen.